Hey guys, welcome to another video. This is Jacques from Makulu Linux. I have quite a bit of stuff to get through today, but first, before we get into that, let's just quickly look at a bit of general news. Firstly, you'll see here it says a new Makulu USA repository launched, blah 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 blah. I'd just like to sort of just get that out of the way. Now, previously with the Makulu Linux repo mirrors, we only really had one box. We had this German box that we pay monthly, and then we use this strangled.net mirror is actually the SourceForge mirror, which makes mirrors in multiple countries. However, with some people, they have issues with ISPs and so forth. So we actually have a actual dedicated server box in Germany. That's the one that we use in Germany, one we pay every month and so forth. However, people living on the other side of the world, sort of more towards the United States and so forth, would have to, get their packages all the way from Germany, and thus we've got this new box now. So now we've added a new dedicated server. So we have one in the USA, one in Germany, and then we also use the, as you can see, my ISP blocks this quite often. I can't reach the SourceForge mirror. So if you're one of the guys that, like me, has that issue, then you can just switch to a different mirror. Okay. By default, I'm on the German mirror because that's closer to me. But the guys in the USA can now switch to the USA mirror. So we now offer 3 mirrors, so that's pretty awesome. So that's some good news out of the way. Secondly, Lindoz is out. However, I don't think people actually realized what this means. Um, in 2019, I was hinting at a change of release cycle. I said, I'd like to sort of move away from the yearly release cycle to something more like what Debian has. And so I'd like to sort of, every time we hit a milestone, I'd like to release an ISO to the public and then just backport whatever I can backport. And if you're happy with your current ISO, when the new one comes out, keep using the current ISO. And when if there's features that aren't backported, that's in the new ISO, but you want those features, then obviously reinstall with the latest ISO. Otherwise, just keep using the old ISO, and we'll backport whatever we can. That's the system I wanted to move on to, but then COVID hit, and so everything went kind of belly up, and we hardly released anything last year. Now Lindoz is out, so I'm going to start implementing that kind of system in Lindoz, which means you'll see a lot more Lindoz ISO being published. You might see an ISO twice a month, you might see an ISO once every 3 months, you might see an ISO once a year. I cannot predict when we hit these milestones, but the moment we hit the milestones, we'll start putting out ISOs, which usually is quite often. So a couple of times a year, these ISOs will be updated. And of course, you'll see patches coming through. So in the past, a lot of these patches, especially the customization patches, were held back. So you wouldn't get a lot of theme updates, a lot of wallpaper updates. These things would be held back for the new ISO the following year. However, we're going to be pushing through a lot more of these patches more regularly. So that is the topic today that I want to speak about. And that brings me to this current topic right here in front of us. As you see, this is Makulu Linux Lindoz. Now, in the release notes, I said Lindoz is moving away from the Windows clone look. I said that last year as well. It's been a little bit of a slow progress, mainly because I'm trying to move away from the Windows look while at the same time retaining the Windows look. It's a very thin line to walk on. And but I think I think we're getting there. I think I'm making progress. This is the theme that the current ISO comes out with. So this is the default theme that you guys are all used to. This theme is falling away. We're removing this theme. The current guys will still keep it, retain it, but in the next ISO, this theme will probably be obsolete. As I said, we're moving away from that, and I'm trying to bring Lindoz more in line with Core, Flash, and Shift. We seem to have sort of like a generalization of themes, customization of themes. And so I'm going to be doing a very similar thing with Lindoz, as you can see here. This looks almost similar to the theme manager of Core, the same one we use in Flash, and the same one we use in Lindoz. They all have this kind of theme manager where we design a theme and then we go with color variations. That way we don't have to maintain 13 themes. We just have to maintain one theme with a whole bunch of colors. And I think really this is probably the smart way to go, because with color variations you still have the change in scenery without having drastic changes. So with that being said, I'm going to run through some of these. Just going to briefly explain what I'm actually doing and what the changes are. So we've got 10 light themes that I'm currently designing, and then one dark theme. Okay, so there's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and one dark theme. So as you can see, the light themes are different variations of color: yellow, orange, pink, red, purple, blue, green, brown, gray, and black. And then the dark theme is blue on black with yellow icon sets. Okay, so if I, for example, click on, let's say I click on yellow. Okay, now let's change this theme and you're going to see what I've done here now. So now if you look at the panel, you're going to see this is a very transparent, very pretty, looks stunning actually. And then if you click on the menu, you're going to see it's also very transparent. This is a very almost Windows 10 kind of look, while at the same time not. I mean, this is way too transparent. Windows 10 is not this transparent. And the Windows 10 menu looks slightly different, but it does kind of have a Windows 10 vibe to it if you look at it. And the icon sets, which is a mixture, a combination of 3 icon sets at this point, actually 4. This is the reversal icon set with the we 10x icon set, with a fluent icon set, and then a base icon set that we also use. So you've got multiple icons here, all sort of they are very similar types of icons, so they fit well together. And it's also another very thin line to walk. I choose selective icons so that I somehow modernize the look but still retain an almost Windows-like feel to it. And that is evident. If you look here down here, you look at the folder, that almost looks like a Windows 10 folder. I mean, it's more rounded, it's more modernized, but if somebody wanted to come up with like a very modern kind of Windows 10 look, that folder would probably be it. You understand? So there are some custom icons that have been selected to fit in between the bunch to still sort of give that Windows hint. And that's the aim of the icon set is, and the theme really, is to drastically change Lindoz so that if a Linux person uses this, they will just, wow, this is nice. They will see Linux because they're used to Linux. A Windows person will see Windows because they're used to Windows. You understand? Also, the window borders, I've still kept the sort of kind of Windows borders there. So that's still, at least for now. When the new GTK kicks in, this will change as well. Remember, I have designed for core, which is the borders themes that I'm actually pulling over. For core, I designed these new buttons, these new awesome buttons. So this is going to be the new client-side decoration. So when client-side decorations kick in here on Cinnamon, which it's bound to at some point, it's going to switch to those themes. But for the time being, I still kept this sort of Windows kind of look. You know, even though it's black and so forth, it does have the 3 Windows buttons. This actual border might not look very much like Windows, but the 3 buttons does give that almost hint at Windows, while at the same time not. So everything's sort of yes and no kind of with a theme. So anyway, so you've got this nice yellow. Look at that. Nice bright yellow. You know, you've got the white and the black. And all the buttons highlight. This is a very similar theme to what we're using on Core and Flash. And Shift, really. I'm kind of making all the themes compatible with each other. And so if we move over to orange now, these icons are going to change to orange. There we go. Orange icons. So now you've got the orange icons, everything orange, the same theme, just orange. Everything's now orange. Everything highlights orange. Okay. And you've still got the same panel here, still got the same look that you've retained here. You've got the same Windows kind of almost look over there. So everything still looks very good. It still has that almost Windows-like feel to it. While at the same time, if somebody using Linux runs this, they're not really going to see Windows, they're going to see Linux. I think this is really a good step forward for the project, because now people from both sides could use this, and both would feel comfortable. Linux guys should feel really comfortable with this. The only hint here that it feels like Windows is pretty much the background, and you can change that wallpaper. I mean, you can put anything else in there. There we go. There's a different wallpaper. Now it doesn't really feel like Windows. Now it actually just looks like a GNOME desktop almost. Anyway, let's change the background again. I don't quite like that. And I'd like to actually keep the one that for demo purposes. Keep this one. So if we just run through the themes here, we've got the yellow, the orange, the pink, which is a nice bright pink, by the way. So just give that a second. There we go. Icons to change to pink, and so everything's pink. In fact, I should probably just do this. There we go. This might be easier if I just do this, and you can kind of see the changes as I make them. So as you saw, we've got the yellow, and then we've got the orange, and I'm just going to run through some of these. And we've got the pink, the red, the purple, and of course we've got the gray, the black. There's the black. There we go, black. But that's the black light theme. Remember, we've got 10 light themes and 1 dark theme. If I go to the dark theme now, you're going to see that will change to actually the whole theme becomes dark, but the icons stay kind of yellow. You still have the same kind of look here with this panel. Still got the very, very, very transparent panel, transparent menu, but the actual theme itself is dark, but the icons are still yellow. So the dark theme just looks kind of like a darker version of the light themes. So yeah, going back to something like brown again, just let it out. There we go, change to brown, open up, and of course now you've got on the brown theme. So as you can see, I've standardized the themes for Lindoz. So this is really nice. I think this is really, really nice moving forward. It's a nice, refreshing look. It still kind of has the Windows feel in many, many ways. It does. It looks very, very modern. Very, very modern. The icons are nice. This what's his name? I can't pronounce this guy's name that makes most of these icons. He's so great at it. There's some of ours in there as well, and I'm still continuing to work on the icon sets. I'm literally going like a fine tooth comb through each and every icon, and just making decisions. Do we keep? Do we change? Do we keep? Do we change? And so as I come across something, if I don't like that icon, I might replace it with another one, either from a different pack or from one of our old packs or whatever. And so I'm going through these like a fine tooth comb. So these icons are changing over time. They've changed drastically over the last couple of weeks as well. So at this point in time, it's still still work in progress. I think I was going to push this up to 12, but I think 10 plus the 1. I was going to make it 12 plus the 1, but I think this is a good combination. I don't want to overdo it. We can always add more later. I think right now this is just a good combination. Perfect blend of colors, and yeah, if you like pink, your whole desktop can look pink. Your folders can look pink. The highlights can look pink. The background at selectors can look pink. When you right click and highlight the menu, it can look pink. Virtually everything can look pink. I mean, if you change to pink, let's change to pink then. Now, that's pink. Everything here is pink. That's pink. Whenever you do something, it's pink. I mean, if you open up something like Synaptic Package Manager, even the borders there is pink. Buttons highlight pink. Give that a second. And everything's pink, like pink. Everywhere you look is just pink. And so yeah, so if you like pink, then that's quite easy to change. If you like another color, I mean, pretty much this will fall into a bracket of somebody would like whichever color. If you like the dark, then obviously the dark's available. Anyway, so that's it. That's the update from Lindoz. It's not live yet, so people don't have it. I still need to send this out to testers. They need to go through this, make sure that everything runs okay, and that the themes are working, and there's no missing icons, missing buttons, or any of that stuff. So it's a work in progress, but this is what's going to be coming to Lindoz probably in the next couple of weeks. The moment I get the okay from the testers that there's nothing out of place, and I also do some testing myself, and then of course a couple more changes, and most likely this will probably be I don't know what the date is now. I'm hoping by the end of the month that we actually have this whole new theme system in place for Lindoz. And there's some other stuff I'm going to be changing as well, but I'll get into that later. For now, Lindoz is getting a very big much needed facelift. It is something that was on my to-do list. It was just a little further down on my to-do list, but I've been so annoyed with some of these reviewers that just can't seem to get over the fact that Lindoz, which by the way, the name Lindoz, they can't seem to get over the fact that it is a Windows-like look, and they can't seem to wait for the facelift that I've been talking about. So I kind of moved it up my to-do list. Anyway, so yeah, so Lindoz is, I mean, it doesn't mean Windows. Lindoz is getting a facelift and moving sort of away from the Windows look while still retaining traces of it, at least enough to still make people feel comfortable. But yeah, this is pretty much what I've been speaking about. And it's not the first time I've spoken about. I've hinted ages, and for many times I've said I'd like to get a standardized look across all of our distros. That way I have less work. It's one theme pack that I need to update, and it just works on all of the distros. I don't then have to sit and spend endless hours on themes, because that's pretty much what I've had to do in the past. With this system now, I've got now core on these themes, I've got shift on these themes, I've got flash on these themes, and now Lindoz on these themes. So all of our distros, one theme pack virtually. I mean, there are some differences between them, obviously, but not as big as before. So anyway, that's my news. Let me know what you guys think. Do you like this icon? Do you like these icons? Do you like the themes? Do you like the new look? Um, do you like what you see? Do you think this is a good way moving forward? I know there's going to be a couple of guys that actually really like the whole Windows look that might not like this. But progress is progress. You can't really stop progress, and it is time that we do move away from the Windows look. I mean, it's a long time coming. Long time coming. Anyway, yeah, let me know what you guys think. I love feedback, good or bad, doesn't matter. I love feedback. By the way, don't judge the borders, window borders. At this point in time, these are the Windows borders that I'm thinking of keeping, but that could change as well. Right now my focus is on the actual GTK themes as well as the icon themes. So there's a lot of work going in there. Border themes, I don't know. I like these borders. I really do. I think they fit the theme well. But my mood swings sometimes worse than a woman's when it comes to designing. So 2 days later, I might just change something here that just makes it look better or something. For now, this is what's staying with the actual border themes, because I think they blend well. I think this color variation here is very good. And I like the shininess of these buttons. This almost Windows-like shininess. It's just nice. It just really is nice. So I think, and it gives that wind of almost Windows-like. If you remove that, then there's just too much stuff that you're removing that kind of is supposed to remind you that this is Lindoz and not GNOME or something. You want to at least leave some traces of Windows kind of look somewhere. I think the borders do that very well. Anyway, so that's it. That's update, guys. There's some more news coming soon. I'm very busy. I'm so busy on Linux at the moment, and of course there's Core as well. A lot of Core news coming, but first let's just focus on Lindoz before Core. Core is looking beautiful, but I'll get into that another day. Right now, I just want to assure the Lindoz guys, you guys are up for a very nice year. You're gonna get a big patch. This is massive, man. This is a complete makeover. These changes are not tiny. This is endless hours of work. So remember that when you guys want to donate to the project. Remember the work I put into this stuff. Anyway, that's it, guys. Thank you for watching and enjoy. And remember to leave a comment and let me know what you think. And see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.